We got Mo Green back here on the program. He's going to be taking on Michel Batista at the Ultimate Fighter Season 28 finale on November 30th. Mo, what's going on, man? How are you?
Oh, man, I'm doing good, James. Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, it's great to catch up with you again. And what a season that was, man. I really enjoyed, seeing you on there, and glad that people got to see your personality and everything like that. You seem to be a big focus of the season. I'm sure you've watched the episodes. How did you feel like you were portrayed on there? Do you feel like it was accurate?
It was a little skewed, but I'm also a firm believer that, it's TV, man. You know, um, obviously, my team, I love my team, but, there was also 16 people in the house. Obviously, there wasn't a whole lot of everything going on that they had to focus on me to make the show. So, I'll take it. You know what I mean? What do? You take the good with the bad, man. We were told to be ourselves, and when times got tough and I didn't have any cigarettes, I tried to quit, and it just didn't work.
Yeah, and I think people got to see sort of the, I know, like you said, things were skewed, but I think, we really got to see your personality on there. So I think that's what people want, is the honesty. And I think that we got a good chunk of that this season. How was the overall experience for you? I know a lot of guys, they don't like having the no contact and all that stuff. It was tough for them. They wouldn't do the show again. How was your experience?
It was tough, man. I'm with my family every day, and as the show went on, it got tougher and tougher and tougher and tougher and tougher, especially into my semi-fight. A lot of me was just ready to, get back home, see my family, and just the mental aspect of it. I never thought it'd be that tough and that draining mentally. And all that plays into, I don't care what anybody says, all that plays into how you fight. And, some guys are better at it than other guys, and it's no excuse for anything, but this is life, man. This is the fight game, and you take it at face value. But I can tell you 100%, I'm coming off a better fighter than I went on. I got a different perspective on the game. So
I'd agree with that. Fighting is very mental. Would you say the biggest challenge for you on the show is just being away from your family?
Yeah, 100%. At first it was. I tried to kick cigarettes in a very tough, high-pressure situation, which, I resorted to the thing they had there, a fully stocked bar. A couple of nights I had a good time, and, I also didn't like some of the people on the show. So, what do you want me to do? I'm only human, man. I'm only human, and there's gonna be people that love me. There's gonna be people that hate me. But everybody's gonna be talking about the crochet boss when you think of season 28. So, it is what it is. It's over now. I'm getting ready. I'm gonna be 2 episodes away from putting hopefully that chapter, closing that chapter and opening this chapter of the UFC. So.
Yeah, and it's pretty incredible, too, because, you fought in glory, and then, you went on the show, and now you're going to be making your UFC debut, so it's a really big deal here. Let's talk about the matchup, though. Michel Batista, very familiar with him, obviously, being on the show. How do you feel like you match up against him?
Striker versus grappler setup. Nothing that I'm not expecting that I didn't have with Juan. Juan just threw an overhand like a lot of wrestlers do, and he caught me with it, and that's life. I'm gonna go out there and fight, man. It's on national television. This is like live. I'm gonna bite that on that mouthpiece, and we're gonna have fun. If he takes me down, I'm gonna get the fuck up. I'm gonna stand up. I'm out here right now with Justin and Panny, and we're out here with Coach T and Yuma and Coach Brian and Coach Chance, some of the coaches from the show, some of Calvin's childhood coaches who, took us in with open arms after the show, and we're finishing our camp out here together, the 3 of us, and man, we're all ready, man. It's nothing we haven't seen before. Both of these guys are wrestlers, Juan and Michel. They're both wrestlers. We know what we got to do. I'm not going to stress over it anymore. All the stressing is done. I'm just going to go out there and fight and put my hands on him. And as you can see, he don't like getting hit. So,
being a heavyweight, do you have to diet at all even for this fight, or is it just you sort of eat what you want? How do you sort of assess that?
I eat pretty clean to begin with. I eat pretty clean to begin with, so I wouldn't say I have to diet much, but you have to watch what you eat to make sure you're eating good things and putting good food in your body.
Well, I mean, we got Thanksgiving this weekend. That's why I bring it up. Are you allowed to enjoy yourself a little bit, or is it just strictly business?
I can enjoy myself for Thanksgiving. It's not super strictly business, but I mean, I'm weighing at 260 right now, and actually I'm 10 pounds heavier than I was on the show. I'm eating a lot more than I was on the show right now, so I'm not upset. Um, because I'm eating a lot more. I'm a bit heavier. Michel's kind of he's a little heavier, and I just want to out cardio him, man. I just want to out cardio him. I wanted to finish takedowns. You fin a couple takedowns, he's gonna lose his bearing a little bit. He's gonna get discouraged. He's an Olympic wrestler. Um, and I've been working a lot on my wrestling, and not just my wrestling, on a bunch of other things that we're not going to get into, that you're going to see on fight night. But you know you'll see an evolution from one, which you should see every fight.
In terms of structuring your training camp, you mentioned you're in Yuma now. Did you get to train back home in Minnesota before this fight?
I went out and trained with Justin for a little bit. I was with Justin for about 2 weeks. And then I went back home, and I was training with Professor Brock Larson. And now I'm in Yuma with Justin again, finishing up the camp with them, just to make sure we got big bodies. And Justin gives me good work, and I don't think Justin's a strong motherfucker. I'll put it that way. And he hits like a truck. So I mean, if I could withstand some of his punches, I mean, I'm not too worried about anything else. I mean, Juan hit me hard enough, and he still couldn't put me away. And with the ground and pound, still couldn't put me away. So he had to submit me. So I mean, it is what it is, man. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm trying to get a job. It's a job interview. So the Ultimate Fighter was the first job interview, right? They called me back for the second job interview. That's ultimately going to give me the job. So this is the second interview.
So how do you see this job interview going? How do you see it unfolding?
I'm going to go fight for 15 minutes. If a finish comes, I'm going to finish him. If not, I'm going to fight for 15 minutes to get my hand raised. The only thing I'm concerned about is getting my hand raised. I don't got time to talk about knocking him out, all that shit. I'm going to fight for 15 minutes to get my hand raised. If there's an opening, I'll finish the fight. If there's not, you'll see 15 minutes of me whooping ass and getting my hand raised.
And we're certainly looking forward to it, man. Again, Mo, congrats on getting this UFC debut, and great job on the show. It was just awesome getting a chance to watch you, man. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you have any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours, man.
Hey, man, you guys already know. You can find me on Instagram, on Twitter, at the Crochet Boss. You can find me on Facebook, the Crochet Boss fan page. And be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for the CrochetBoss.com. All the beautiful hats I make will be up for sale at a very premium price, because I make a premium product for a premium dude.